What else have we got? Xspirit, Gillard, Mach 1, LH, the Lewis Hamilton kart, Mad Croc. Many, many different chassis brands and manufacturers represented. It's a full grid. Is it a full grid? And it's Curl, Harvey, Hodgson, Sutton, the top four. Bradshaw is fifth. Petit, Rawson, Barnacote, Morgan and Kimber, followed by Skelton and Croydon, McPollin and Barnett, Hawkey and McDonnell, Hale and Campaneshki in the number 101 kart. What can Flavio Campaneshki doing? He's starting alongside Dean Hale. Dean's like, all right, mate. How are you? I'm going to do you now. Here we go. We're off and racing. Curl gets a good start into the Bruno Ferrari chicane. And everyone gets through that first corner cleanly. Under the bridge they go. Out onto the banking. Danny Curl in the number 67 Fullerton kart leads the way. And over the bridge. A good clean start. Now through turn number 4. One or two drivers getting run at the bank. And I think that may have been Campaneshki or maybe even Michael Rossina, the other CRG driver, who's come over from Italy in preparation for the World Championships. But up at the front, it is Curl from the number 41 of Hodgson. Then Elliot Harvey in third place. But already Hodgson and Curl trying to break away. The back of the pack. Through cleanly, but Danny Curl into the Mike Wilson complex. Elliot Harvey in third place, trying to close it on Hodgson with 9 minutes to go. So this is still the opening lap. And Danny Curl using those curbs on the entrance to the final part of the Mike Wilson complex. Callum Bradshaw there in the number 25 CRG kart in fourth place. Already with a bit of work to do to catch up. Because Harvey is tucked into the slipstream of the two leaders and has towed his way right up. Tom Croydon in the number 184 Coles Racing kart gets a warning flag. The Welshman is the first driver in race conditions to get a warning. And Bradshaw in fourth has got David Sutton, William Petit right behind him. But what's Hodgson going to do? Into the second hairpin. Oh, Curl, the back end of that number 67 kart, steps out. Curl catches it. That's going to cost him a little bit of speed. Hodgson can't capitalise into the Fullerton S's, however. Harvey in third, Bradshaw, Sutton, Petit, Rawson, and Ben Barnacote in fourth. Through the Mike Wilson complex we go. There's the front drivers have spread out into single file, but back in the mid-pack, they are still 2 and 3 wide. I think we have 32 starters in this race. 32 drivers still running. Under the bridge we go, and there's the move. Hodgson looks to the inside of Danny Curl, makes the pass. Curl doesn't fight it. He knows it's way too early in proceedings to be disputing the lead, because he'll also realise that him and Ollie and Elliot Harvey have got a little bit of breathing space over Callum Bradshaw, although Bradshaw, no, that's actually David Sutton in the number 55 kart, is creeping into the back of the picture. He's broken clear of Bradshaw, and Bradshaw struggling a little bit. And I'm looking down to where the other two CRG drivers are. Well, Campaneshki's down in 27th, and Rossina is only 17th. Conor McPollin on the CR and another of the factory CRG karts is down in 15th. So Bradshaw has got that kart up into the top 5, but he is nearly a second off the lead, and he looks like he's struggling a little bit. In fact, he's been passed now by Ben Barnacote. Barnacote in the second of those blue, yellow and black Fullerton karts. Danny Curl in the 67 is racing for the Jade Karts team, and Ben Barnacote racing for the Fullerton outfit, being run by Mark Rose, who formerly mechanic to Jensen Button, and of course the late Dan Weldon. And so Mark has been working his magic on that kart. And up at the front, another one of the Fullerton chassis retakes the lead, and Elliot Harvey capitalises on the fact that Danny Curl has passed Oliver Hodgson to move into second place. And Elliot Harvey, who is, he is, I remember him as a cadet Honda driver, being very quick, but also being a little bit heavy for the class, because he's a very tall driver, and he was kind of forced into the tactic of just like he had to get to the front and then hold everyone off. And Elliot's a driver that has not got a lot of funding, and I know his dad Andrew works very hard. He's valeting cars to help fund Elliot's racing, and There's often been, a patchy career of, a few races here, a few races there, but he's got a chance here. He's got to get his head down, though, because Curl is pulling away, and Hodgson is right behind him. Yellow flags waving there at the entrance to the first hairpin. Somebody is off on the outside, and that somebody is the number 180 kart of Scott Jackson, or possibly Jake Robinson, who's also a lap down. They're both out of the race, so one of the Avago karts, David Sutton, doing very well at the moment, up in 4th place, but the other one out of the race. And Sutton has caught the 2nd place battle. Coming on to the start-finish straight now. Hodgson slipping back. Curl seems to have pressed the go button, as it were, and has suddenly opened up a 1 second lead as they go under the bridge to start lap number 6. It's through the banking. Hodgson, Harvey, and Sutton. David Sutton, a British junior champion back, about 11, 12 years ago now. Has raced in the, he raced for several years in the VW Cup, and still races saloon cars now, but always comes back to Kart Masters, and showing that he's lost none of his touch. Barnacote behind Sutton. There's a gap of about 0.7 of a second between Sutton and Barnacote. Then it's Philip Rawson, another former champion, a Minimax Kart Masters GP plate winner. And he's battling away with Callum Bradshaw. And then it is the number 88 kart of Derek Morgan. Delboy Morgan, the DB Motorsport driver, the only driver in the field on a Gillard kart. So Tim Gillard's wagon still rolling nicely along. But Danny Curl, just flashing through under the bridge at the top of your screen, is streaking away. Another 3/10 he's opened up over Hodgson on that lap, and Hodgson cannot shake Elliot Harvey. David Sutton takes a look over his shoulder and realizes that Ben Barnacote is approaching, and there's one driver you don't want to see bearing down on you at PF International. It's Ben Barnacote, because quite literally he knows every inch of grass, because on his days off from being a part of the McLaren Young Driver Program, or racing his McLaren 650 GT in the Pirelli World Series out in the United States, Ben Barnacote quite literally cuts the grass here for his dad, Paul. And he's closing in on Sutton. Hodgson, head down, completes lap number 7. They start lap number 8. 3 minutes to go. Flat out through the Bruno Ferrari S's. You can see the elevation change on that camera shot there. It's a very handy camera shot. Down the hill they come, and it really is quite a steep hill. And of course, it's a natural amphitheatre here at PFI. The spectator banking goes all the way around this parcel-shaped bit of land they've constructed this circuit on, so the spectators can see virtually everything from every point. And we will see the spectator numbers grow as the weekend progresses. But it's Curl, 1.6 seconds in front of Hodgson, and already the grandstand is pleasingly full with interested onlookers. And so Elliot Harvey has slipped back a little bit from Oliver Hodgson. So Hodgson has managed to break away, and it's now Harvey and Sutton that are under pressure from Barnacote. Behind them, Rawson in the number 39 kart is next, and 2 minutes to go. The rest of the field spreading out down the start-finish straight. And Hodgson was actually a fraction quicker than Danny Curl. Last lap, only a couple of hundredths, and with less than 2 minutes to go. And there's Barnacote making the move on Sutton. He's already dealt with Elliot Harvey, so Barnacote, without making any undue efforts, moves from 5th to 3rd. And Sutton, you'll see, not trying to repass Barnacote. He's thinking, okay, you're faster than me. That's all right. I'm going to follow you, because 4th place in the first heat of the weekend is better than a trip onto the grass and possibly the steward's room. Elliot Harvey, I think, may have the same idea right now as they come on to the start-finish straight. Hodgson looks over his shoulder. Barnacote with his head down. Sutton and Harvey in his wheel tracks. And there's Philip Rawson in the pink and purple race suit going through. And the mechanics of the various drivers in the grandstand all just kind of signaling to their drivers to come on to push a little bit harder. The driver's thinking, What's the amount you're doing? You get in and drive it. You put it together. Not my fault it's not working. As there goes Harvey, passing Sutton at hairpin number 1. And that moves Elliot Harvey back into 4th place. Rawson behind these two drivers under pressure. And you're looking at not board spectators, they're checking their phones because that's how they're watching live timing. So they've got the live timing screens on their phones, tablets, or on the big screen at the back end of the circuit. Or you can look at it on your mobile phone. There's Curl. 10 seconds to go. The gap has grown to nearly 2 seconds. Mechanical flag going out for number 122, Cormac Dunn. The Coles Racing driver, Cormac Dunn, who's down in 29th place. We've also lost Harrison Wedgbury, privateer driver number 169. So Harrison out of the race, and Cormac Dunn is going to join in. So we're down at 28 runners. Eleanor Morris is 28th. Kira Scott is 27th, and Piers Pryor 26th. Flavio Kapaneski is up to 20th. Battling Stephanie Sconte. Mike Rosina is still 17th, behind Tom Croydon. But it's still Curl leading, and Danny Curl is coming into the Mike Wilson complex. You can see the clock has struck 0. And so the start line official holds out the last lap board. 1 lap to go. Danny Curl controlling the pace. 2.1 seconds in front of Oliver Hodgson. Hodgson half a second in front of Barnacote. Barnacote may just slipstream his way up to the back end of Hodgson as Curl negotiates the Litzfield Bridge for the 12th and final time in this race. But Barnacote is not going to catch. Barnacote checking over his shoulder. He's not going to catch Hodgson. David Sutton thinking of having a look at Elliot Harvey behind them. Callum Bradshaw makes a move on Philip Rawson. Derek Morgan is behind them. You can just see them dicing into the second hairpin. But there's Curl, untroubled through the Fullerton S's. And down the back straight into Bobby Game corner. 90-degree right-hander that sets you up almost immediately for the Mike Wilson complex. And Danny Curl will soon come out of the final S's. He gives those curbs a little bit of grief. And then cross the line to take the win in the first Senior X30 race of the day. The first Senior X30 race of Kart Masters 2017. And Oliver Hodgson finishes a solid second. Third is Ben Barnacote. Fourth for Elliot Harvey. Then David Sutton. Philip Rawson rounding out the top 6. Derek Morgan in 7th. Callum Bradshaw home in 8th. Mark Kimber. Didn't mention Mark. The driver of kart number 47 for Strawberry Racing. He finishes in 9th place. Then William Petit for Thule Motorsport rounding out the top 10. The two Mick Barrett Racing teammates, Callum Barnett and Ethan Hawkey, finish 11th and 12th, followed by Josh Skelton in 13th, Conor McPollin in 14th, and Dean Hale. He rounds out the top 15. And there's Michael Rosina, the best of the two Italians in this race, in 16th position. Flavio Campaneschi finishing down in 19th position. He must be thinking, my God, I hope the World Championships isn't as hard as this. Oh, I'm in trouble. And he's the 101. And sadly, Cormac Dunn had the mechanical flag. Harrison Wedgbury, Jake Robinson, and Scott Jack